Hey guys! So today I'm going to show you guys how to make tutus, and these can be made for kids, they can be made for adults. I don't know if you guys go on Etsy.com ever, but they have a lot of Halloween costumes on there that are basically just a tutu and then a coordinating t-shirt or onesie. And for instance, if they had Alice in Wonderland, it would be blue and white with a black ribbon or something like that. I was going to wait and film this tutorial a little bit closer to Halloween, but I've had some people express interest in seeing it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it because football season is about to start and I'm making her tutus for USC Gamecocks and then Clemson, which is where my fiance graduated from. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to show you all the things that you're going to need. First thing that you'll need is some elastic like this, and you want to get the kind that's covered with fabric. And I like to use this thickness, which is a 1/2 inch thick. But you can get thicker ones or thinner ones, but I found that this one works really well for the way that I make tutus. You are going to want some needles, just any kind of needle that can sew through the elastic, and then a coordinating thread. You're probably going to want a little measuring tape, most likely, and then you're going to need some scissors, and then you're going to want some tool. And there are a couple different kinds of tool, but the first thing that you want to look for is the 6-inch wide tool that comes on a spool like this, and you can get this at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I keep all of my craft supplies in little boxes like this that I got from Marshall's, and they have little labels on them, and this one says tool, and then they have a zipper around the edge, and then inside they're just a big empty box, and I just keep all of my tool in here, and then I have a little compartment, or I have a little extra basket where I keep my extra ribbon, needles, pins, elastic, just any little things I might need for various craft projects. So that's how I keep all of my stuff organized. Okay, so a couple things about the tool. They come in different types. This is a shiny tool. It might not be picking up very well on the camera, but the shiny tool basically just has a tiny bit of shimmer in it. Okay, so this is a matte tool that doesn't have any real shimmer to it. It's just matte. And then they also have really sparkly tool like this, which is really fun, but I usually just use it as an accent, and I honestly would not recommend using this unless you want your workspace to look like a pixie had a seizure, because it gets glitter everywhere, pretty much. And then you're also going to want to get some coordinating ribbon, and this is optional, and I'll show you what we're going to use the ribbon for, but the ribbon is for decoration, but it's also to allow the tutu to be adjustable, which is the way that I make mine because I want them to fit her for a while. You can make them in a way so that they're not adjustable, and you don't technically need the ribbon for those. But just get some coordinated ribbon, and they have all different types of ribbon. This one is the organza ribbon, organza, I don't know. But it's basically just kind of sheer, and I think it's really pretty. They also have the silk ribbon, which is kind of, you know, what you think of. And they have grosgrain, which is the one with the little like raised ridges on it, I guess is the best way to describe it. But I got the organza. Then the last thing that you're gonna need is either the person that you're making the tutu for, or you'll need an article of their clothing. And this is one of Layla's little skirts, and I'm just going to use this as a reference for measuring her elastic and then measuring the tool, and I'll show you guys how to do that. The last thing that you're going to need is something to tie your elastic to, and I use this, which is just a kitchen container that we got at IKEA. But if you don't have something round like this, that's about the size of the person, you can also just use a piece of cardboard and just cut it to the thickness so that when you put your elastic over it, it's going to be held tight. You can use your measuring tape for this, or you can just measure the elastic right up against the waistband. So, you know, hold it up. And this doesn't have to be exact because elastic is very forgiving because it's stretchy. But just hold it up, make sure, you know, you get one length, and then double it up so you have two, and then just add about an inch or an inch and a half because you're going to make little loops on the end for the ribbon to go through. just so you have enough elastic. And then you just cut that. Now this part is probably the most annoying part of this whole thing. And what you want to do is you want to take your elastic, fold it over like this, and then take your needle and thread and just sew right here so that you have a little loop on the end. And you want to do that on both ends. So just find the length that you want, whether you measured against a garment or measuring it against the person or using your measuring tape. Find the length that you want and then add about 1 inch. And then go ahead and double that. So that's going to be the size that you cut your tool. If you have all of your spools laying on your table horizontally, you can cut a bunch of them at one time. So just grab all the colors that you want and then hold it up against your marker. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going to be straight down. It's going to be really full and poofy. And if you do have some pieces that are way too long sticking out when you finish, you can go back and trim everything up. So just do the best you can. You just want every piece to be approximately the same length. So what you want to do is take your tool, take your piece of tool and fold it in half. You want to take the loop end and put it under your elastic. So you have your ends coming down like this, and if you need to readjust to make sure they're even, go ahead. But you have your ends coming down like this, and then under the elastic you have the loop. And then you just take the ends and pull them through the loop. And one thing that's really important is you want to make sure that you do every piece of tulle in the same direction. And then this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I put my loop under the elastic, so I have my loop sticking out at the top, and then I put my fingers through it like this. I grab the ends of my tool and I pull them through and make a knot, and then I just pull the knot tight, and then I just slide them together. So this is what it's going to start to look like, and you're going to have all your tulle coming down like this, and then once you finish you can go back and straighten out any pieces of tulle that got, you know, kind of wrinkly or funky looking. But you're basically just going to do the same thing around the whole piece of elastic. And normally you would start kind of near the ends and work your way around, but I just wanted to start in the center so that I could show you guys really how to do it. But I'm just going to keep doing the same thing until I fill up the whole piece of elastic, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to finish everything and add the ribbon. Okay, so once you have all of your tulle on here, don't worry about straightening it out. First we're going to go ahead and add the ribbon. So just untie your elastic, and I take my ribbon and I cut it on an angle just to make a little point. And I will thread that through the needle, and that's just going to make it a lot easier to get the ribbon through. And then go through one side of the elastic, go up one side, and then down the other side. And then what I like to do, because I'm kind of anal, is I like to go back and add one more piece of tulle right here to cover up that elastic. So this is what your finished tutu is going to look like, and this is a view from the top. You have all your tulle around here. This is what it looks like from the front. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope that some of you guys will try this. If you do try this, send me a picture on Twitter or leave a video response below. Bye!